I don't think about a lexical approach as a way of teaching. I think about it as a way of looking at language, okay? It's a way of approaching how language works and what language is. And I don't even really think about it in terms of the advantages of it. I just think that is how language works, okay? Language doesn't work just as grammar structures and single words that you can drop into in any way. Language is much more strange than that in lots of ways. So, you know, just little things like in Russian you wear a beard, in English you have a beard. Why? Well, because different languages work in different ways. And for me, I think a lexical approach is just a way of being aware of all the different little patterns within the language that cause problems for students when you're learning it. How can you feel the language? It's a really good question. I think, in a way, especially in the modern age, okay, students have more access to English than they used to. So you think of like your parents' generation or your grandparents' generation. When they were learning English, it was very difficult because they didn't have access to it. Now, you've got access to it immediately on your phone, through movies, through books. There's much more exchange of languages around the world. I think the other way you can feel the language is you have someone who's better than you who you trust, okay? And this is one of the advantages of having a teacher, is you have a feeling of, can I say this in English, or what's the best way to do it? What the teacher can help you with is to say, trust me, I've been down this road before. I reckon this is the best way of saying it. And so it's a mixture of creating your own exposure to the language outside of the classroom, but having someone you can trust who can help you to get a better feel for the language. In the end, the way you feel the language is by listening to the language, learning more of the language, and reading more of the language. That's how you do it. You don't do it just by memorizing bilingual word lists. You don't do it just by learning grammar exercises and grammar rules. That doesn't give you a feel for how the language works. You have to be listening to the whole language. You have to be speaking it, you have to be reading it, you have to be having someone help you say things better.